You want to increase your expenses, and I want to see you increase your expenses. What am I talking about? Isn't that the most irresponsible thing you've ever heard? Well, I've got more on that. Hi, I'm Keith WEINHOLD, the host of the long-running Get Rich Education podcast, the show that's created more passive income for people than nearly any show in the world. I'm also a writer for both Forbes and the Rich Dad Advisors, and I'm the author of the international best-selling book, 7 Money Myths That Are Killing Your Wealth Potential. You kind of already know that you want to increase your expenses because that's what you would need to do to have a better standard of living and live a better lifestyle. Look, if you're going to adopt the abundance mentality rather than the scarcity mentality, you need to learn how to expand your means rather than live below them. You know, it's funny. Some people say, I would rather be happy than rich. I would say, well, why not have both? Some people also say, well, I'd rather have experiences than a whole bunch of stuff. And again, I would say, why not have both? You want to increase your expenses. That's going to help ensure that you have a better standard of living. But here is the key. You want to increase your income at the same rate or faster that you increase your expenses, and that's how you can have prosperity rather than poverty while you increase your expenses. If you're just investing in something like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, where you're basically just speculating, you're just hoping for a capital gain, well, then I don't think you can justify increasing your expenses. But when you go ahead and invest for income first with something like rental property, well, now you can go ahead and justify increasing your expenses because ultimately that's where you do want to be over the long term. You've just never had anyone tell you that, or no one's ever said it out loud because they didn't know how to qualify it because otherwise it sounded irresponsible. But you actually want to stop living a small life. You know that you need to, over the long term, increase your expenses. There, I said it. I'm Keith WEINHOLD. Thanks for stopping by.
Since 2014, the powerful Get Rich Education podcast has created more passive income for people than nearly any other show in the world. This show teaches you how to earn strong returns from passive real estate investing in the best markets without losing your time being a flipper or landlord. Show host Keith WEINHOLD writes for both Forbes and Rich Dad Advisors and delivers a new show every week. Since 2014, there's been millions of listener downloads in 188 world nations. He has A-list show guests, include top-selling personal finance author Robert Kiyosaki. Get Rich Education can be heard on every podcast platform, plus it has its own dedicated Apple and Android listener phone apps. Build wealth on the go with the Get Rich Education podcast. Sign up now at GetRichEducation.com.